Right, Abagezi coming in from Henry Tegan, one of the legendary artists that so many people have forgotten about. And this is your Mighty Television, where we get to, to remind you about all those, your lost celebrities. In fact, the guys who rose up the flag of the music industry in Uganda. But of course, Henry Tegan happens to be one of the guys who happens to, to pull up the, the flag of music in Uganda. And of course, we all look up to them. But, when we always forget easily, Ugandan, not only Uganda, but people. Let's talk about the world. So many people, so many artists who have started the industry, they have been forgotten, forgotten completely. They don't even want to say anything about them in the music industry. And of course, because of the current, I don't know whether it's because of the current trend or what, but this is what I really don't know. But West Night Television tells you that every Thursday we get to remind you, about your lost celebrities. And mind you, we're gonna be also doing, some, some talking point on some of 1 or 2, 3 artists, where they're about, we're gonna be finding out what they are doing. Where are they moving? Are they going through so many challenges or not? Are they really well off? We're gonna be talking about some of these legendary artists whom we have forgotten about them all. So we're gonna be trying to wake you up so that maybe in one way or the other you can be having, something, something that we can help. Like, in terms of sharing ideas, maybe you might be having a better idea than the one that I have, so that we can combine the ideas together and see if something can be done to these people, because they have really worked tirelessly in the industry, and they really need to be given back their flowers. And of course, before that, we had a song that came in from Shakira. Back then it was one of the biggest songs. Moreover, it's the song that put out. After that song, Shakira did not do any song that really worked. So like the other one, The Hips Don't Lie. I've not come across by any song of Shakira that was bigger than Hips Don't Lie. Truth be told, that is me, myself, Saj MC. And of course, as we speak, before we get to know your legendary artists, the guys whom we have forgotten about, as we speak right now, Kapeke is in London for the first time. Kapeke is in London. Of course, Kata Shingo. Kata Shingo was one of the biggest jam that this guy gave us, and people are really vibing to that song. And for the first time, the guy, popping into London, and hard work always pays. It pays, yeah? When you do something, don't expect to get it right now. And of course, God will always be calculating, your move. God calculates people's move. But if you put too much hurry into your moves, trust me, God will also get tired. Look at this person. That God will also put you aside, You understand? He will put your book aside without opening your book, and he will first reason that if I'm to open this person's book at this very particular time, am I not really going to spoil, the rest of it? So God is a very wise person, But of course, for me, I'll give it a round of applause to my brother Kapeke, for the first time being in London, and it's a plus for him. Saj MC remains my name, the only guy that speaks in capital letter. Today is a 3BT. We always play, we play old songs, generally the old ones. We don't play the current music, but of course we play music from 2000, 205, 205 downwards. Those are the type of songs that I expect, at least to be giving people, that to be reminding people about, most especially. But of course, though we do reach up to 210, maybe 211, something like that. But it's really all about reminding you, making you not to forget the guys who really worked so hard, tirelessly in this very particular industry, to make sure that we are where we are right now. A lot will be coming on your way, but of course, giving you a hint, we're going to be having a talking point about my brother, Master Parrot. We all know Master Parrot. So the talking point today will be cutting across Master Parrot, and we shall be seeing what really went wrong and how we can really put, and are they like right from the beginning, are the foundations, is it the foundation that is laid that always causes this, or what? In the second hour of the show, when we come, we're going to be talking about that. But of course, we're going to be skipping in, bring in other guys, other celebrities, other artists, the legendary artists that people almost forget about. Let's go for the music break, and when we bounce back, we're gonna be doing that immediately. So I want to make love in this club, but of course Asha right there. These American guys, they're really, when it comes to that type of music that they always used to do, I've not seen, ever since these guys, ever since this, let me say, talking about the music itself, when you compare current music now with those former music, and trust me, definitely you will see a big, huge difference from the music itself, because after the Asha, the lights of Lil Wayne, they came, with vulgar music, seriously, and I believe the vulgar type of music came all the way from, from American style. That's why you see they have now copied, our own guys from different angles. They've copied that, and they thought that was the only way, to sell their music. And some of them are working out for them, but some are not really working, because when you look at vulgar song itself, there are very many vulgar music. Just like as we speak, one of the songs that, of course, talking about legendary Boss Miko team, Waroch Lobo, Boss Abia, Rocho Lobo, Waroch Lobo, like Rocho Lobo. Rocho Lobo means something like to clean, yeah. To clean the land. But the only thing that I've seen wrong with it, because it was so vulgar, where he did abuse some of the leaders in the song, that leaders were trying to sell Jo Matika Merka Luaro Kaka, Joma Luaro Kaka, it was so vulgar, actually, trying to abuse the leaders who are representing the laws in the other upper offices. I don't know, but anyway, those are the types of music. And there's also a song that came in from Kasid, Kamuzu, yeah, something like to do with Nyok DL, something like that. So it has a lot of vulgar words inside. And not only that, we have had come across so many vulgar music that guys of late, they're too much into that. And the source of that vulgar music came from the rap, the American rap guys, they could rap, those type of rap, they rap in vulgars, they mix it with a lot of things that are ears, that with a lot of things that, at least if somebody who is matured listening to that kind of type of songs, trust me, the person will not listen to the song again. That's why. But of course, away from that, all in all, yeah, I remember I started with Kapeke. Back then also my brother, that is Allian Skin, when he went to London, he was also, surprised, because he didn't know that he could make it the other side. So, and this time around, we have also received another one, that is a Kapeke, also getting that. I would be so surprised in that, because they never thought that they would make it through. So, my brothers who have not made it yet, keep working, pull your socks up, your socks, pull them up, continue working without any discrimination, without any boundary. Yeah, just work. When your right time comes, they will knock at your door. And when they knock at your door, make sure that you open immediately before wasting a lot of time. And know you are celebrities, know you are lost celebrities each and every single Thursday. So today, we're going to be talking about, let me first start with, first thing first. That is Master Parrot. We all know Master Parrot back then, yeah? Master Parrot, definitely. Master Parrot was one of the biggest artists. He had a lot of jam, and very many, a lot of jams that Master Parrot gave us. But as we speak right now, so many do not know where Master Parrot is whereabouts. So we are here to remind you, and we always make sure that we get you closer to your celebrity each and every single time, making sure that at least you know 1 or 2, 3 things that is happening with your legendaries every single Thursday. You know, we all know that way back in the year 1998, 1999, you know, 1998, 1999, this guy, Master Parrot, was with the boss, that is Chagulanyi, that is Bobby Wine. Let's talk about Bobby Wine. Let's not leave alone. Let's leave the other thing. Let's talk about Bobby Wine, because 1998, 1999, this guy was with Bobby Wine. But before that, these are the people who grew up together. You know, at the age of 14, Master Parrot came, you know, united with Bobby Wine at the age of 14. So, meaning that the bond, you know, the bond between the two guys went abroad. So, from 14, age of 14, you can imagine you knowing somebody at the age of 14 and growing up with a person, joining Firebase. You joined Firebase in the year 1998, 1999, up to 2000. We started working with this guy. They released a lot of songs. And as we speak right now, before that, when they released the songs, and you know, because of some small misunderstandings, you know, humans are always human. Trust me, no human will ever be perfect in each and every single thing. So there was a lot of controversy in that Firebase crew with some of the members of Firebase crews. So this guy had to quit. He had to quit Firebase, and after quitting Firebase, he first stayed a bit. He stayed a bit while he was making his mind. Then immediately, Chameleon, Dr. Jose Chameleon, called him to Leo Island. That's where he also joined Leo Island after leaving Bobby Wine. Mel said, talking about Firebase, he joined Leo Island. After joining Leo Island, that's where he started releasing those songs. The Muliro songs came from Leo Island when, you know, let me say, they started releasing songs. So now, as we speak right now, Master Parrot is no longer with, after that he left Leo Island, and he started struggling on his own. And as we speak right now, you know, the guy is really, really not doing well. This is Master Parrot, who has 4 kids. That is when you know celebrities. He has 4 kids, and as we speak right now, Master Parrot is really looking for, you know, he's looking with people. Really, he really needs help. Master Parrot really needs help, because in the other direction, they are blaming some of the people whom he started with. You know, they are blaming some of the people whom he started with. Though he's also a friend to Eddie Kenzo. He's also a friend to Eddie Kenzo, the president of Federation. He's also a friend to Eddie Kenzo. But still, that one there is never enough, because as we speak right now, the guy, as it stands right now, he wakes up in the morning. Though he gets some small gigs to go and sing, but he does not have money to release some new songs, you know, to go to the studio, maybe to get another song, to produce another song, to pay the producer to get another song, and maybe the video and the rest of the things. So he's really struggling so much. As it stands right now, the guy is putting up under the same shelter with the mother, at the mother's place, meaning that Charlie Dinodu Koima Andri Bejua. So you can imagine a big celebrities sleeping in the mother's house instead of being in the ghetto, maybe struggling to pay some rent. But no, the guy is sharing the room, the house with the mother. You know, mothers are always, in our language, we do always say, Megu utie queen kal. Megu utie queen kal. Manang mitungo na msamo kunia kanyo lembe mukutimi. Lembe moku madiku maketu nya utuburu komero nyukulebe moku mapoku komero mako nango bedu pepien megu is really megu tie kwenkana. Mothers are something I don't really know what we can compare with mother, because if it wasn't because of that, because of the blood, you know, because of the blood that they shared, trust me, at that age you won't be able to, you know, to sleep in the same house with the mother. So the mother is calling upon, telling people that at least they should tell those guys that whom they have been with. And of course, right now, as we speak, Firebase crew boss is well off. We have seen Dr. Jose Chameleon, though Firebase crews with the politics kind of thing, but still, is well off. So the mother is saying that if only they can come in to help. Because the guy wakes up in the morning, the little money that he gets, he goes and drink. Sometimes he's being beaten. Definitely, when you're drunk, what else would you expect from the people who are sober? When you go and utter bitter word, they'll beat you. So that is exactly the current situation that my brother Master Parrot is in right now. So the mother is calling upon these big guys, the top three that we talk about here, the Bobby Wine, Dr. Jose Chameleon, and maybe Eddie Kane. So at least they should come in, and help her in that very situation. Because we all know, we have danced to the tune of this guy. We love the music of the guy. People really loved him. But nevertheless, you always ask yourself, why is it that he, after all hits that he has been releasing, he ends up like that? What could be the problem? That is a talking point right now here. Should it be that it's the foundation that was not laid properly, or what? Because we have seen so many legendary artists who are doing well, who really did well back in their times, who really did well. The likes of Baby Cool, we are talking about Baby Cool, Dr. Jose Chameleon, the Bobby Wine, the Orlando, the Ragadiz, the Ronald Mayinja, These are the people. I can't really talk about Jamal because Jamal, really, I don't really know, but we shall get there when we reach that bridge. We shall cross the bridge. So you can look at all this. Should it be that Master Parrot didn't plan himself well, or the foundation was not laid well? That is a talking point. But of course, according to me, if you ask me, Saj, the capital guy, the guy who always talked in capital, I will tell you that maybe it's a foundation. Because definitely, when you lay your foundation very strong, trust me, nothing will ever shake that foundation. But if the foundation is shaky, even the wind can come and shake the foundation. First of all, people get excited when they start seeing money. When it comes to the fame game, they get too much excited. It's not only him, but there are very many. I can give you an example. We have guys to do with there's this guy, Kingsboy, in Nebi. Dan Machalo Kingsboy. Any gitan beruka will take sana. Back then, magivnwangu gigs le magipedu kupin, manang kanang planning gin my bed. Now kawuni gitu kupin madongo dong. Now producer Brayo, manang, I expected producer Brayo to be one of the biggest guy, let me say one of the richest among the artists in the whole of West Nile. Because this is a guy able to producer. He was the only producer by then. BBplex. Though production rooms but by then Brayo the producer was the producer. This guy was a songwriter. He was an artist. You can imagine. So I expected him also to be, one of the richest artists in West Nile. That is according to me. But of course, Master Parrot himself didn't also plan himself well. Because if he had planned himself well, he would not be in that condition or in that situation where you'll have to share a house with your mother. You don't even have a house of your own that that is in your name, and yet you've really worked so much. You had good songs, and you've been having gigs. You had a lot of gigs that would have laid you the foundation. But all in all, it happens. It happens. Maybe that was a reason. That's why things didn't go well. You can never know. But me myself, we call upon the people. Like if I'm told we have the association house, like Federation is one of the biggest umbrella that that govern the entertainment industry. So it's just all about that. If I'm told that such kind of things is happening in the industry, at least the top guys, instead of giving somebody, you find somebody who the money has come and this one has taken 1 billion, that one has taken 500 million, this one has taken 600 million, this one has consumed 200, and yet these are the big guys, and yet these are the people who have the money. And yet we have some other guys down there who are really struggling, of which I expect that such kind of federation money should be used, to help such kind of people. There's one thing that we don't really understand. People, there are two things, is existing and living. Existing and living, these are two different things. So you find out that most of the celebrities, most of the legendary artists that we have, they are just existing. They are not living. You understand? They exist. Why do I say that they exist? Because they exist. They are just there. Yeah? They are there. But they had jams. They had jams that could have been there as a flag for them. But the ones who are living are those ones who have, who are good in it. Who have the money, so they are living. But some of the artists, they are just existing. But of course, before you know it, we have, here in northern Uganda, some of those artists, we do look at them, we see them, and we wear them. Because people have tried their best, and I don't know whether maybe their best is not enough. Look at Black Harmonies, yeah? Well, look at Black Harmonies, back then we had, Black Harmony, and up to now, people vibe to their music. Up to now, people vibe to their music. We are looking at King Wither. King Wither. Fat A, I cannot talk about Fat A because Fat A is a genius. Yeah? Fat A is a genius. And among all the legendary artists that we have, there are very few that I can talk about. J.M. Kennedy and Fat A. At least these are the people who have their foundation. We had back then the MBLs, the Frog J, we had the Frog J, the SKB, the Pingo Man. Pingo Man, we're talking about the guy talking about the guy to do with this Aringa guy from Yumbe, Dogman. There are very many. Dream Boy. So these are the people that they really gave us. They gave us really a reason to celebrate the music. But of course, they also gave us a reason to think negative about them. So it's all about the federation. We have Gamma here in Arua. We have the Greater Navy. We have the Greater Navy, the Greater Navy Association. We have so many associations here. So I expect that a certain kind of association should be able to at least to bring out these guys to see whether somebody is having maybe a problem, and they could also be in the position of at least doing one or two things, like we had artists that has passed on, and we had the celebrities who, so many artists who have passed on. So they should be taking that opportunity and the office that they're sitting in to help such kind of people. Because when you leave a legacy behind, trust me, like for music never fade, and music can never disappear. Once it's already, the music is already in, on air, whether you like it or not, people will always get to learn to get to that music. So the people who are in the offices of federation and the rest so they should really find out from the they should sit down and try to look for a way of how to help these guys. There are artists out down there who are fidgeting. And I believe that the president of Uganda, let me say, Uganda giving out that money, like the president of Uganda giving out that money, he thought of those artists. And right now, as we speak right now, artists have become like Queen Carl in Uganda. They have become like Queen Carl. They have been, now as we speak, the artists are handled, the way they handle them, they handle them like, like an egg. When an egg is to fall down, you cannot, very few, maybe milk. When you pour milk down, it's very hard to collect it back. So this is the way that they're handling the artists right now as it stands. So they should take that opportunity. The leaders up there, they should take that opportunity. Not only that for their self-being, they should take that opportunity to also build and bring these guys down here. Bring them up. Do the right thing for them. Those ones who are fidgeting, give them the money. Show them the way. Sensitize them. And just give them something, to start somewhere. That's all I can say about this. But for Master Parrot, we call upon those people, and of course the people whom he has been friends with, the likes of Bobby Wine, because he has been there. He started with Bobby Wine way back when he was 14, and you can imagine up to now, I believe leaving 14 from 1998, 1999, being with this guy, joining Firebase Crew, leaving Firebase Crew, skipping to Lil Leyland. Still, Dr. Jose Chameleon, Dr. Jose Chameleon, Bobby Wine, and maybe Federation, Eddie Kenzo should at least look up to this. The woman is crying, the mother is crying. They should look for a way of sorting out, clearing out the tears of that woman. Sir James remains my name, but I believe that we're gonna have something to do with we're gonna play one of the guys' song, that is Master Parrot's song. We're gonna play that song, and after that song, we're gonna be talking about one or two, three, one or maybe telling you how our brothers are doing. We have some, some, not only that, but there are some guys in the remote areas. In Gulu, we have a lot of legendary artists who are also fidgeting, and Bosmic has really been trying his level best to make sure that their voice is heard. But I don't know whether it's not doing enough. That's what I can say. Maybe it's not really doing enough, but we should really join hands and accelerate and see how we can do all these things. Sir James, let's go for a music break, and when we bounce back, maybe something like that can be, doing, we can find a way of amicably of doing that. And then the other way around, we have some guys in Zumbu, the likes of Afande, we have the likes of Lucky Boy successfully, the likes of Lucky Boy, as we speak, Lucky Boy contested also, as the chairman LC3 of the area. But I really didn't know how it went and up to now, but maybe I will get to understand that. So many. We have the lights of Giddy Rush, the lights of Giddy Rush in Paida. We have the lights of, the Red Python, Dan Machalo Red Python Gi. These are the people, Manang Federation, Machalo, Greater Navy, Music Umbrella. Ubeduma tell Tano ne Makumeni. I find the Guinea Chatita, Yokiwari Zombocha, Kawono Gifuru Podu. So this is the time. Kangati dong Uchakwachane and dong atedong a farmer. Then the Federation, as being one of the artists, Magiting Sendemoku. You specialize in lemokupe, send them anywhere you can continue from there. Maybe you continue with your farming, something like that. Sir James remains my name. Let's first go for a music break, and when we bounce back, keep it right there. Right, a beautiful job writing from Rasdi right there. Abakola Chikondo Musege. But of course, these are one of the legendary guys that people have forgotten about them totally. Yeah, we have the guys in Gulu. We have the guys of at least Lil Roy. With the car, Lil Roy back then. Some years back, he felt so ill. Where so many artists they came in. They stood up in Northern Uganda. They stood up, but at least they tried working out something for Lil Roy, and as we speak right now, I believe that he's somehow doing well financially, because every single thing bounced back to financial status. Yeah, we had the light of Zeti. We're talking about the Black Angel, the Tam Nofi. So we're gonna be picking one person in Northern Uganda. So for our next week, because we did Master Parrot this week, and one person we're gonna pick it for next week. But of course, it's not only Tam Nofi. We have so many artists on the other side of Northern Uganda. When you talk about Northern Uganda, it cut across here. So we're gonna be mixing Northern Uganda and West Nile. We pick one from Gulu, then we pick one from within West Nile here, so that we can also you get to know about your celebrity. Saj MC remains my name, the only guy that speaks in capital letter. And remember, you've been watching us right from from the beginning of this very particular show, and we are almost coming to the end of this very particular show. But of course, each and every single time, you can catch up with us on Star Times, the channel 477, CHUKU Satellite channel 0073, and on Zam TV. We are always on channel 369 at YouTube. You can as well follow us on Facebook. Just first and like. TikTok. You can as well. You go to our TikTok page if you really want to know more about West Nile Television. Go to our website, and of course all these social media platforms, you can as well get to us, and we get to know each other maybe in one way or the other. We shall always keep in touch. A lot in the music industry, like I did tell you earlier on, that our Rush Lobo video is already out. That is one legendary guy, that is Blacky Bosmic or team with Rush Lobo. From here, I'm gonna say bye-bye to you. See you till tomorrow for the weekly roundup, where we're going to be talking about all the stories that have been trending over the weekend. But the next on your screen, it will be the Nilecast. From me to you, as Saj MC, as the only guy that speaks in capital letter, from me to you, I'm going to say bye-bye. See you till tomorrow. Same time, same television. Bye.
It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip Bacardi like it's your birthday.